Greetings, Iain from Odyssey and Oracle. Welcome to another classic album review. And today we're looking at a band that wasn't around for too long, but they are now. They are playing now. We're talking about the Zombies. Now, the Zombies were formed in the 1960s in St Albans by keyboardist and vocalist Rod Argent, who went on to do other things, of course, and vocalist Colin Blunstone. They made 3 albums only, but since 2000, I think, they have been performing as the Zombies with Colin Blunstone and Rod Argent still, so that's pretty good. But today we are going to concentrate on their second album, probably the best. It's Odyssey and Oracle, and it was recorded between June and August of 1967 at Abbey Road Studios and Olympic Studios. On here we've got Colin Blunstone on lead vocals and percussions, Rod Argent on keyboards and backing vocals, Paul Atkinson on the guitars, Chris White on the bass, and Hugh Grundy on the drums. He does some backing vocals. It's engineered by Jeff Hemerick and Peter Vince. First track on this one is called Care of Cell 44. This reminds me of a song that you could sit down and play in the pub. It's got a pretty good bass line from Chris White, and I just think Colin Blunstone's vocals are pretty good. It's a really chilled out track. Really like that one. Second track is a track called A Rose for Emily. This is written by Rod Argent. We have got some lovely piano work from Rod on here. And he co-sings this with Colin as well. And together they really sound good together and they harmonise well. Very, very good track. I do like that one. Third track is called Maybe After He's Gone. Nice song. Again, Chris White, really good bass player, really drives this song. The backing harmonies on this are pretty good as well, because all these guys can sing. It's just a really nice track. Very 60s feel to it, of course. Then we get Beechwood Park. The keyboards on this are really good from Rod. We all know that he's a great keyboard player, because he went on and did another band called Argent, remember. There's some great keyboard stuff he did with that band, but this track, it's just a great 60s track. It's one of my favourites on the album. Then we get Brief Candles. Again, we got some lovely harmonies on here as well. And you got Chris White and Colin Blunstone sort of co-singing on it. It is a really strong track. There's nothing wrong with that track at all. Hung Up on the Dream, so 1968, so pastiche, nice piano and guitar, chilled out, really strong stuff. So we flip it over to side B, and the first track on side B is Changes. Very psychedelic, very chill out man, sit in circles with flowers in your hair type track. It is weird, but not in a bad way, it's just weird. Then we get I Want Her, She Wants Me. My favourite song on this album. It's just a classic song from the Zombies, isn't it? You've got that great bass line from Chris White, some great guitar work from Paul Atkinson, and a great vocal from Mr. Blunstone. Absolutely terrific track. Then we got This Will Be Our Year. Typical song of the period. The piano from Rod is good. Again, it's just a really nice chill out track. Then we get a track called Buttered's Towel, Rest and Front 1914. Interesting song with an interesting topic, I think. But I do like Rod's keyboards in it. They sound really good, deep, and a classic organy sound of the 60s. Friends of Mine. This is a nice little pop song, classic from the Zombies. One of those catchy tunes. Nice guitar work from Paul Atkinson. Harmonies are pretty strong on this one as well. I think it's just got one of them catchy tunes. Next track, which is the last track, Time of the Season. Again, a really strong bass line from Chris White on this. Get some really good, some of the best drumming from Hugh Grundy on this. I mean, he's solid all the way through this album. Again, the harmonies from this band are terrific because they can all sing. Got a great little keyboard solo from Rod, which is absolutely brilliant, and it really adds to this track. Fine way to end a good album. I think this album gets forgotten sometimes because at the time there was, we got Sgt. Pepper's was out and other that sort of thing. Lots of good albums. And it's a shame because I think this has got some absolute belter tracks on it. I've always liked this album. There's just something about it. It's a chilled out album with some great rock on it. If you get what I mean. It's not a heavy album, but it's a chilled out album. But at times it gets a little bit. Look, some of the guitar work is brilliant. When it came out, it sort of was swept under the carpet a little bit in 1968. But as time's gone on, it's gradually achieved critical praise and a cult following. It's been ranked. It was ranked 100 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of 500 greatest albums of all time. That's not too bad. I mean, as I said, when the album came out, it was reviewed indifferently. But I think now it's got as I said, it's got a bit of a cult following. In their respective review, Bruce Elder of AllMusic gave the album 5 stars, calling it one of the flukiest and best albums of the 1960s and one of the most enduring long players. I totally agree. 3 albums and this is the best. So for this album, I play it quite a lot. This is definitely a Sunday morning album. In fact, I had it on yesterday morning. Just to give it one more listen before this. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay then. This is where I normally say that's all for today, but it isn't. We have got a special today, and it's with Richard McCook. And we're going to be doing our favourite top 10 singles of Simple Minds. So join us for that. That'll be coming up later. We've got our Zoom meeting at 11 o'clock, so I've got half an hour or so. Just under 3/4 of an hour to be quite precise. So I've got to get these edited and finished today's, so I can get ready for that. So I will see you for that. So see you later for the special. Bye for now.